This is the Recce Reese. What do we call it?
It's the four Recce. Four systems Recce. Four Monarch systems skin Recce Reese.
Okay, well I'll say all that.
Yeah, say four skins Reese's.
You ready?
Oh, I've been rolling this whole time.
This is the first shots out of the four skins. God damn
it. Alright, today we're going to be trying the Four Systems Recce 556 on a 10.3 inch 556 upper. Vance from Vbd-Retail here, and today we are talking about the Four Systems 556 Recce Suppressor. Some may say Reese. I don't really care what you call it. It just works. A little bit about the company Four Systems. They're new on the market. They're jumping into the 3D printed Inconel suppressor game, and they have come out with this little design. It's about the size of a Polo K. Same weight. I think it comes in at about 13 ounces without a hub. You see here, I'm using an A2 hub on this because I'm a weirdo. But we even tested this with a Surefire hub. And honestly, this thing impressed me for its size.
That shoots really nice.
You can see we put this through a lot of abuse today.
They're in the tree!
Up, 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 up. What we found on this is it really shined on a short 10.3 barrel. And the only reason we didn't push this thing farther is because I really like this rifle. And the heat shields inside of this thing started making a whole bunch of noise. It sounded like an exhaust system. And we had the inside of this thing glowing. Whoo, she is glowing in there. It's a very intricate design. Something I just haven't really seen on a suppressor before. And it works. It works really, really well. So looking at this thing, you can see it's kind of got some sort of flower petal design going on that blast baffle. You've got a lot of little tiny ports around the outside. And interestingly enough, if you look closely, that first baffle also kind of has a gap around the outside and just connects in certain portions. So I was thoroughly impressed. We did get a little bit of a color change on here, which is nice. This is one of their prototype models. Now the end cap looks a little worse than it normally should. We tried to start some fires with it. I kind of prefer the raw look, but standard production stuff is going to have some sort of Cerakote finish on it. We might just request to get some raw ones in because this thing is cool. And I don't think this lighting is really doing it justice, but you can kind of see the different color shift going in there. Personally, I just like that worn, used look. And this kind of nails it, to be honest.
Am I missing it?
Yeah, you gotta aim fucking high. You do get some gas coming out of the back, but it's such a low velocity. It's not slapping you in the face. It's not burning your eyes. It's not choking you up. And it's still not sacrificing any of the sound performance coming out of the end. It's really cool to see we'll call it a K-size suppressor. If you direct mount it, it's K. You put a hub on it, it starts getting a little bigger, but it's identical to the Polonium K size. So we can call it a K-size suppressor. But to put it on a 10.3 inch gun, and really hammer down on this thing without getting gassed out, without thinking, man, this thing is loud. I'm thoroughly impressed. I talked to the guys at 4 Systems, and they say that they designed this around in, 14.5 to 18-inch longer guns for being case-sized. And quite honestly, I think that they should start telling people they made this for a 10.3 because it just fit perfectly. It sounded great. So now that we have one of these, we're definitely going to keep it around. Gonna compare it to some other, comparable suppressors like the SRBS. Probably pick up a Velos at some time. Put it up against that. No need to do it against the RC3. We've already figured out that just shouldn't have been released on the market. But this thing really just impressed me today. To have a no-name company just pop onto the market out of nowhere. They have a 7.62 model. It's a lot longer, bigger. And then they decided to test that one out and take some notes off of how its performance was and what people and dealers and whatnot were saying. And that's how this thing was born. And really, I just don't have anything bad to say about it. The weight, the size, the performance, it's definitely knocking above its weight class performance-wise. You would think that you'd get this kind of performance, especially being a reduced back pressure out of something maybe 1.5 inches, 2 inches longer. And maybe it has something to do with those weird flower petal baffles they got in there and all these different screens and whatnot. Maybe one day I'll cut one in half and really see what's going on in there. 4 Systems, maybe you'll send me one that's just cut in half so I can show it off a little bit because I don't want to cut this one. So thank you guys for watching. If you want to check these out, we do have some listed on the site. I think more dealers are going to start picking these things up. It's always iffy with a new company, and obviously they're going to tell you their stuff is the best. That's why we decided to snag one of these, decided to take it out and just abuse it as much as we could. And so far, I'm thoroughly impressed. So yeah, thank you guys for watching. Keep an eye out for more reviews and whatnot. We're just going to keep getting suppressors. We're going to keep comparing them and putting them all up side by side and seeing what works best for what kind of setup.
I heard something.